Repeat this every morning for just 2 days and watch how quietly, how beautifully the universe begins to move for you. My dear, before we go any further, I want you to pause with me for just a moment. Take a slow, gentle breath in and let it fall out of you without force. Again, breathe in and release. You don't have to rush right now. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to figure your whole life out in this moment. Just be here with me, because I know something about you. I know that lately there has been a quiet question living inside your heart, a question you may not even say out loud anymore. When will things finally shift for me? When will it start working? When will I feel like I'm not pushing so hard just to stay afloat? And my dear, if that question has been sitting in your chest, if it has been following you through your mornings, your nights, your quiet moments, I want you to know you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and nothing about your journey is broken. Take that in gently, because what you are experiencing right now, this waiting, this uncertainty, this feeling like things should have happened already, it is not punishment. It is preparation. And I know that word can feel frustrating sometimes. Preparation for what? Preparation for when? Preparation how? But let me ask you something softly. What if things are not delayed? What if they are aligning? What if the reason it hasn't happened yet is not because it won't, but because something deeper is being rearranged in ways you cannot yet see? You see, my dear, we are often taught to believe that life moves in straight lines. You do the work, you get the result. You try harder, things come faster. You push more, doors open. But life, real life, doesn't move like that. Life moves like seasons. And you, right now, may be standing in a season that looks quiet on the surface, but beneath it, something is growing. Let me explain this to you in a way your heart can understand. Imagine planting a seed. You place it into the soil, you water it, you care for it, and then nothing. No visible change, no immediate reward. Just soil, just stillness. Now imagine if, after 2 days, you began to panic. It's not working. It should have grown by now. This must not be the right seed. And in that panic, you dig it up, you disrupt it, you abandon it. My dear, how many times have we done that with our lives? We plant intentions, we try, we hope, but when we don't see immediate results, we assume failure. We assume something is wrong. We assume we are doing it wrong. But what if the growth was happening the entire time, just not in a way you could see yet? Take a breath with me again, because this is where everything begins to shift for you. Not outside, but inside. You see, the universe does not respond to your urgency. It responds to your state. It responds to who you are being, not just what you are wanting. And I want to say that again, slowly, so it settles into you. The universe responds to who you are being, not just what you are wanting. So when you wake up in the morning and your first thoughts are heavy, when will it happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? Maybe it's not meant for me. That energy, that quiet doubt, that subtle tension, it becomes the signal you send out. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are still identifying with lack instead of alignment. And please, be gentle with yourself here. This is not your fault. You were never taught how powerful your inner state truly is. But now you are beginning to see it. And this is where your power gently returns to you. Because what I'm about to share with you, this simple, quiet practice, if you repeat it every morning for just 2 days, not with force, not with pressure, but with softness, with presence, you will begin to notice something shift, not all at once, not in a dramatic explosion, but in subtle, undeniable ways, in how you feel, in how you respond, in how things begin to open. Because the moment you shift your inner state, you stop chasing life, and life begins to move toward you. Let that land. You stop chasing, and life begins to move toward you. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, before you reach for your phone, before you step into the noise of the world, I want you to do something very simple. Just sit. Even if it's for 1 minute, even if your mind feels busy, just sit and breathe. And then, gently, I want you to say this within yourself. Something beautiful is already unfolding for me. Don't rush it. Say it again, slowly. Something beautiful is already unfolding for me. Notice how that feels. Not forced, not desperate. Just open, just allowing. Because, my dear, you are not trying to convince the universe of anything. You are reminding yourself of what is already in motion. You are stepping into trust instead of tension. And that changes everything. Because when you begin your day from that space, you walk differently. You think differently. You respond differently, and life responds to you differently. This is not magic in the way you were taught. This is alignment. This is resonance. This is you becoming someone who is ready to receive instead of someone who is anxiously waiting. And there is a difference, a very powerful difference. Waiting feels heavy. Receiving feels calm. Waiting feels like lack. Receiving feels like trust. So let me ask you gently, who have you been waking up as? The one who is waiting or the one who is receiving? Take your time with that question, because there is no judgment here, only awareness. And awareness is where transformation begins. Now, as you continue this practice, as you repeat that simple sentence each morning, I want you to begin noticing something deeper, not just what you say, but how you feel. Because feelings, my dear, are the language of creation. And when you say, something beautiful is already unfolding for me, I want you to allow even the smallest feeling of relief to enter. Even if it's just a tiny shift, even if it's just a soft exhale, that is enough. You don't need to feel overwhelming joy. You don't need to force happiness. Just a gentle softening is enough to begin. Because that softening, that release, that moment of ease, it tells your body, it's safe now. It's okay to trust. It's okay to receive. And your body, your mind, your energy, they begin to reorganize around that signal, quietly, naturally, without struggle. And suddenly, things that once felt blocked begin to loosen. Ideas come more easily. Opportunities feel closer. Conversations shift. And you might not even notice it immediately, but something inside you will know, this feels different. And it is different because you are no longer waking up into resistance. You are waking up into alignment. Take another breath with me and just feel that. You don't have to do more. You don't have to chase harder. You don't have to prove anything. You simply return to this state again and again, gently, softly, patiently, because transformation, real transformation, does not happen through force. It happens through consistency, through repetition, through small intentional shifts that compound over time. And in just 2 days, 2 mornings of choosing this, you will begin to notice that something is already changing. Not because the universe suddenly decided to favor you, but because you finally aligned with what was already trying to reach you. Take a slow breath with me again, my dear, and just let your shoulders soften a little more. Because now, we are going to gently step deeper into something that has been quietly shaping your reality for a long time, without you even realizing it. And I want you to listen to this part, not with your mind alone, but with your heart. Because what I'm about to share with you may explain so much of what you've been feeling, so much of what you've been experiencing. You see, most people believe that what they receive in life is based on what they do. If I work harder, I'll get more. If I try more, things will change. If I push enough, something will finally happen. But my dear, life does not respond to effort in the way you were taught. Life responds to identity, to the quiet, invisible version of you that wakes up each morning and says, without words, "This is who I am." And here is the part that changes everything. You don't create from what you want. You create from who you believe you are. Take a breath with that. Because if deep down you have been waking up as someone who feels uncertain, someone who feels like they are still waiting, someone who quietly questions if things will ever shift, then even your desires, even your goals, even your prayers, they are filtered through that identity. It's like trying to receive sunlight while standing under a roof you didn't even know you were holding above your head. And my dear, this is not something to blame yourself for. This is something to gently become aware of, because awareness is what begins to dissolve the roof. Let me ask you something softly. When you imagine the life you truly desire, the peace, the love, the ease, the abundance, who is the version of you that is living that life? Not what do they have, but who are they? How do they wake up in the morning? How do they breathe? How do they walk through their day? Do they rush or do they trust? Do they chase or do they receive? Do they doubt or do they feel quietly certain? Take your time with that, because that version of you is not separate from you. It is not in the future. It is a frequency, a state, a way of being that you can begin stepping into now. Not perfectly, not all at once, but gently, moment by moment. And this is why that simple morning sentence we spoke about, something beautiful is already unfolding for me. This is not just words. It is an identity shift, because when you say it and feel even a small sense of openness, you are no longer the version of you who is waiting for life to begin. You are becoming the version of you who knows life is already in motion. And the universe, my dear, always meets you at that level. Always. Not sometimes. Not when you're lucky. Always. So if you've ever felt like, I've been doing everything right, why isn't it working? It may not be about doing more. It may simply be about becoming different on the inside. Take another gentle breath, because I want to show you something even deeper. There is a subtle pattern that many people live in without noticing. It sounds like hope, but underneath, it carries fear. It says, I hope things change. I hope something works out. I hope I get what I've been asking for. And on the surface, that sounds positive, but listen closely. Hope, when it comes from a place of lack, still implies that you don't have it, that it's not here yet, that it might come or it might not. And that uncertainty, that quiet instability, becomes the emotional signal you live in. My dear, I don't want you to live in I hope. I want you to gently move into something softer, but stronger. I trust. Feel the difference. I hope something changes. Versus, I trust that something is already unfolding. Do you feel that shift? One feels like reaching. The other feels like resting. One feels like chasing. The other feels like allowing. And the universe responds to allowing, because allowing means you are no longer resisting. And resistance is often invisible. It shows up as overthinking, as checking, as wondering when, as replaying what hasn't happened yet. But when you begin your morning with presence, with breath, with that soft declaration, you interrupt that pattern. You stop feeding the old identity, and you begin nourishing a new one. And this is where something very quiet, but very powerful, begins to happen. Your nervous system starts to feel safe. Safe to not rush. Safe to not control everything. Safe to not constantly scan for what's missing. And when your body feels safe, your mind becomes clearer. Your emotions become steadier. Your energy becomes open. And from that openness, life can finally reach you. Because, my dear, it's not that life has been withholding from you. It's that you may have been holding yourself in a state that couldn't receive it fully. And again, no blame, only awareness, only compassion, because you are learning now, you are remembering now, and that is enough. Now, I want to gently guide you into something very simple, something you can begin feeling even right now. Close your eyes, if that feels comfortable. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, imagine that you are letting go of the need to figure everything out. Just for this moment, just for now, you don't have to carry it all. You don't have to solve it all. Now, softly, within yourself, say this: I am open to receiving what is already meant for me. Pause. Let it echo inside you. I am open to receiving what is already meant for me. Notice what shifts, even if it's small, even if it's subtle, even if it's just a tiny sense of relief. That is enough, because you are not trying to create force. You are creating space, and space is where everything begins. Now let me ask you something deeper. What if the very thing you've been asking for is also asking for a version of you who feels safe to receive it? What if it's not being withheld, but simply waiting for you to meet it? Energetically, because the truth is, receiving requires just as much readiness as asking, sometimes more. And many people, without realizing it, are more comfortable wanting than receiving, because wanting is familiar. Wanting keeps you in motion. Wanting feels like control, but receiving requires stillness, trust, surrender. And for many, that can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. So if you've ever found yourself close to something and then suddenly overthinking, pulling back, questioning it, my dear, that is not failure. That is simply your system trying to return to what feels familiar. And this is where your awareness becomes your power again. Because now, when that happens, you don't have to fight it. You don't have to judge it. You simply notice it and gently return. Return to your breath. Return to your sentence. Return to your state. Again and again and again. This is how you rewire. Not through force, but through repetition, through gentleness, through choosing softly each morning who you are becoming. And in just 2 days, you begin to interrupt patterns that may have been running for years. Do you see how powerful that is? Not because of time, but because of intention, because of presence, because of who you are choosing to be. In that moment, take another breath with me and just feel into this. You are not waiting anymore. You are becoming. You are not chasing anymore. You are aligning. You are not hoping anymore. You are trusting. Let those words settle into you. Take a gentle breath with me again, my dear, and just notice how you feel right now. Not how you think you should feel, not what you're trying to force. Just what is here, because this quiet awareness you are sitting in, this is where your life begins to change. Not in the loud moments, not in the dramatic breakthroughs, but here, in these soft, almost invisible shifts where you begin to meet yourself differently. And I want you to understand something very deeply now. This practice, this simple returning each morning, it is not something you do just to get something. It is something you do to become someone. And that someone, my dear, is a version of you who no longer lives in quiet resistance, a version of you who no longer wakes up bracing for disappointment, but instead wakes up available for possibility. And yes, I know there may still be moments in your day where the old thoughts return. Moments where you catch yourself wondering, is anything really changing? Am I just imagining this? Why does it still feel slow? And my dear, when those moments come, I don't want you to fight them. I don't want you to silence them harshly. I want you to meet them gently, like you would comfort a child who is afraid. You simply notice, ah, there it is again, that old voice, that old pattern, and then, softly, you return back to your breath, back to your awareness, back to your truth. Something beautiful is already unfolding for me. You don't argue with the doubt. You don't wrestle with it. You simply don't follow it. Do you feel the difference? Because your power is not in controlling every thought. Your power is in choosing which ones you give your energy to. And this is where your daily life begins to shift in real, tangible ways. Not because everything around you suddenly changes overnight, but because you do. And when you change, even slightly, the way you move through your day changes. The way you respond to situations changes. The way people feel around you changes. And life begins to reflect that back to you. Let me show you what this looks like. In the simplest way, you wake up. And instead of immediately reaching for your phone, instead of stepping into noise, comparison, distraction, you choose stillness. Even if it's just for a moment, you sit, you breathe, and you remind yourself, something beautiful is already unfolding for me. Now, carry that with you, not as something you have to repeat all day, but as a quiet knowing. And then you move into your morning. Maybe you make your tea, your coffee. Maybe you step outside or prepare for your day. And here's the shift. You are no longer scanning your life for what's missing. You are gently open to what is present. You begin to notice small things, a moment of calm, a kind interaction, an idea that feels light, a sense of ease, where there used to be tension. And these moments may seem small, but my dear, they are evidence. Evidence that something is shifting, because the universe often moves in whispers before it moves in waves. And if you are only looking for the big changes, you might miss the quiet beginnings. So I want you to begin honoring the small shifts, really honoring them. When something feels even slightly easier, pause. Acknowledge it. When something flows just a little more smoothly, notice it. When you feel a moment of peace, let yourself stay there just a little longer, because what you acknowledge, you strengthen. What you appreciate, you expand. And slowly, gently, those small moments begin to multiply. Now, let's take this a little deeper, because I want you to understand how this becomes something you live, not just something you practice. Throughout your day, there will be moments, tiny, ordinary moments, where you are given a choice, not a big, dramatic choice, but a quiet, internal one. A moment where something doesn't go as planned, a delay, a message not received, an unexpected shift. And in that moment, you can either return to the old pattern, frustration, doubt, what's going wrong, or you can pause just for a second, take a breath, and gently remind yourself, even this is part of something unfolding. Feel how different that is, because now you are no longer reacting. You are relating to life differently. You are not assuming things are falling apart. You are allowing the possibility that they are coming together in ways you cannot yet see. And this is where trust becomes real, not as an idea, but as a way of moving through the world. Now, my dear, I want to give you something very soft, something you can return to any time during your day. A simple inner rhythm. Breathe in and silently say, I am safe. Breathe out and say, I am guided. Again, I am safe. I am guided. Let those words wrap around you gently, because so much of the tension you carry, so much of the overthinking, it comes from feeling like you have to figure everything out alone, like you have to control every outcome, like if you don't stay alert, something might go wrong. But what if you are not alone in this? What if there is an intelligence moving through your life, quietly arranging, connecting, opening in ways your mind doesn't need to fully understand? And your only role is not to control it, but to align with it, to trust it, to allow it. And that begins with how you meet each moment. Now, let's gently move into something even deeper, because I want to speak to a part of you that may still feel hesitant, a part that whispers, what if I do this and nothing changes? What if I trust and I'm disappointed again? My dear, come closer to that feeling. Don't push it away, because that part of you It's not negative, it's protective. It has learned over time to expect less so it doesn't feel hurt, to stay cautious so it doesn't feel let down. And I want you to meet that part with compassion. You don't silence it. You don't shame it. You simply say, it's okay. We're safe to try again. And that is healing, because you are no longer abandoning yourself. You are including every part of you in this shift. And as you do this, as you continue this gentle practice, morning after morning, moment after moment, something begins to stabilize within you. A quiet confidence, not loud, not forced, but steady, grounded, certain in a way that doesn't need proof. And from that place, you begin to live differently. You make decisions with more clarity. You speak with more ease. You move with less pressure. And slowly, almost without noticing, life begins to meet you there. Opportunities that feel aligned. People who resonate with your energy. Situations that unfold with less resistance. And you might look back, even after just a few days, and realize it's not that everything changed. It's that I changed, and everything started responding differently. Take a deep breath with me, and just feel that truth settle into you, because this is the quiet power you have always had, not to force life, but to align with it, not to chase, but to receive, not to wait, but to become. So tonight, when you go to sleep, I want you to carry this feeling with you. No pressure, no expectations, just a soft knowing that something is already in motion. And tomorrow morning, you return again. You sit, you breathe, you remind yourself something beautiful is already unfolding for me. And you let that be enough. Because, my dear, it is enough. It has always been enough. And you are already closer than you think. So stay gentle with yourself. Stay present and trust that what is meant for you is already finding its way right now. Even as you breathe,